and we are underway for Season 4 of F1 in Australia.
This was not supposed to happen.
Yes. Oh my god, let's go!
And I fucking got it!
And it's really a huge curveball in the championship. Thanks for coming, guys.
I've got a lot to say about that.
420 Mac Music hasn't put a foot wrong today, crosses the line and wins in Greece.
Drive wins!
What the?
This was honestly an amazing way to show our critics that we have the potential and that we'll definitely be up there.
Yep, it's a cancellation. Next weekend will be Japan.
Yep.
Well, would you look at that? I was right.
Well, I wouldn't have preferred any track to be replacing Canada because our car was built solely for Canada, and that was the track that we were planning on winning at. So all of our resources that we've put in so far this season were going towards winning the race at Canada. With no race taking place, it's a humongous problem.
Canada is a really weird track and full of bumps. I don't know what happened with the modeling at all, but it was extremely bumpy even in IFR. It's undrivable, really. So yeah, replacing it with Japan was the best solution. Yeah, I absolutely love that track. It's a street track and it's really skill dependent. Knowing that you can crash now, since Season 3 with the new crash features and stuff, it's double the excitement. I'm not concerned about Critical Noob taking second in the Drivers' Championship, because Japan is my favorite track, and I love it.
To be honest, I didn't really have a preference. It was fun, except the bumps are kind of ridiculous, but at the same time they're kind of manageable in my opinion. I like Japan as well, because it's kind of, for nostalgia, but yeah, if the decision was made with good intentions, then sure, yeah, I think it was a good solution.
Whether it's the right decision, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I mean, I also liked Canada personally.
In my opinion, it was not a good idea. I don't know, but I don't understand why it's so overhyped in my opinion. I don't know, like it as a whole. I can obviously do better at Canada than in Japan because I have more experience there, and I don't really like the Japanese circuit at all.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Ion Formula 1. We're in Japan, the race that is replacing Canada due to technical reasons.
Let's take a look at the people who are actually driving today. We got Dakar and Lanstroid who are going to be running in Brandstar. We saw Matt in the free practice, but it looks like he won't be actually running the race. Oh, drifting across that gas station! Oh!
He's just showing off at this rate.
Why is Patrick Curro waiting for somebody to go along? I thought they disabled Slipstream for this race.
I don't know, but they are waiting.
And he seems to be the only one waiting.
And Dakar's spun
too soon.
at the car park again. Professor Bloxer looks to be was the only car out on track improving. They must have crashed or something like that because they have reset and they are respawning their car and coming out of the pit lane now.
He won't be the only one though. Dan Sahajek, 106. He has those two green sectors. He might be able to make something out of it. Dakar as well, right in front of him.
Okay, we're just getting a little bit squirrely off of the motorway section there.
13 seconds left in qualifying. If somebody's going to start a new run, they better do so now. 11.
Oh, and Kaikara loses their front wing on that lap. They are not going to be able to set a faster time.
Japan, cool track, pole position on hard tire. Thank you very much.
And we are off and away for 41 laps. Getting off the line, Dakar, of course, got a fantastic start. As we dive into turn 1, the Pro Driver Static 5 seems to be breaking through the pack. And nobody seems to have made a mistake going into that first corner, even at the back. Looping up right onto the motorway. Triple 2000 has got a fantastic start now. Coming alongside Dakar in the Brandstar. down to the end of the motorway. They're going to be getting the slipstream through here. DRS as well. Triple 2000 has had an absolutely fantastic start on their return. I believe the last time they were racing in Ion was...
No, he's already
Triple
crashed,
goes
though.
straight on! Triple crashes on the first lap. I said it too soon. Fenn Justice
They
spun
need to
round as
respond that
well.
part. They
Real
need to
Rick
respond
Astley
that part.
has
Real Rick
also made a
Astley's
mistake.
locking in.
They'll keep going, however. That's Triple out of the race.
Already. Oh man, that's horrible. He's gonna need to get that car respawned. That's gonna take out the whole track.
When I saw the crash, looking at it still, I know how that happened, and I'm not mad because of how that happened, but I can't describe what makes the car behave that way and understeer in the way that it did there. Part of it was forgetting a braking point. But if it was just that, we could have carried on with our race. This weird understeer phenomenon could have happened to anyone. Every race that we drop the ball and we don't get a podium with one of the best drivers in Ion, I worry he's going to leave. I promised him something when he joined and started racing for me. And what we're doing right now is not delivering on any of that.
There's a yellow flag. Indominus Rex must have crashed because they have disconnected from the race. Something's happened to Real Rick Astley as well. They're coming into the pits, I think, or they're just coming in for a pit stop, but I can see a yellow flag being waved. I'm not sure where the crash is, however.
They might have already gotten it up. They might have already got it reset. Yep, they
the
did.
Green flag is now just being waved. And Kaikara has come into the
being able
pits.
to keep it up. Kaikara came to the pits. Is he going to be going for a two-stop strategy?
He's gone on to the mediums on lap 14, so...
Here comes another pit. That's Dakar. He's now pitting. Oh, there's a yellow flag. There's a yellow flag. Where's the crash? Who crashed?
I think it might be Melodic Adrian. They have reset. Oh, and Pachakura comes into the pits. They've stretched their medium tyres 4 more laps than it was expected to work. Says Kaikara pits again. And they've gone back to a fresh set of mediums. Last time out in Japan in Season 3, he won his 3rd championship. The stakes today are a little bit lower, but it's still a Grand Prix.
He's going to stop.
It's
He's going to stop. He's going to walk
there it is.
across
It's a Grand Prix victory for Dakar once again in Japan. The next driver to cross the line will be car number 55, static_5 in the Pro Drive. They get a podium in Ion Formula 1 with Danza Hajek. They're going to cross the line, get 3rd position for Audi, get another podium.
E7. If you want, you can give to Keke.
Yes, I will give it to him on the straight, on the start-finish straight.
Good. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat.
Dak has ran over the finish.
Like on foot? Dakar ran over the line on foot.
Yep.
Oh, we're challenging that one. We said that's not happening.
Yeah,
we said that's not happening.
Classic celebration running on foot. After the race, I've heard the word about the senior directors that this celebration will be banned afterwards. But celebrating either on foot or running to the pit lane is my usual celebration when I win a race in a dominant fashion.
I'm not sure what caused me to fall behind. It was just something wasn't working on the car, and I don't know if it was setup related, if it was upgrade related. It could have been related to that because our engine wasn't built for this track. It's another track that requires a fairly strong engine, and that's what we didn't have.
It was an absolute relief knowing that Kaikara got 8, which means I get the cap in the championship and I caught up to Critical Noob as well. I think it's the turning point of the championship, really. If Kaikara can't get his game up, then it's game over.
I chose Epic Brother because he is someone that's been with the team for a long while, having retired from GT3 earlier this season. He did ask me that if there is a reserve spot in Formula 1, that I'd call him up, and that's what I did this time. He's a really great guy, and he deserves the chance.
Here we go.
And they're off and away very quickly. Look at that. People moving across to the racing line. It looks as if Dakar got a good start, trying to stay ahead of the Espirit of Critical Noob on the outside here. It's a very twisty and turny turn number 1. Kaikara got a good start, but they're running wide through turn number 2. Coming up the hill now towards turn 3. I'm not sure which Audi that is, but there is an Audi that's got an up.
Going into Qatar, we are really optimistic. I think we have a chance to pull something off here, and it's the first time we've had Merc and Dan in a while, so that's good. The main thing that we have to do here is just close the gap, so we're in touching distance come Dubai, and I think if we are, we have a good chance of pulling something off.
Yeah, they're actually very close together still. They've been close together for many of these laps, which is kind of different than what we saw in Japan. Static was running away with it while Professor Bloxer was down in the back. Okay, so Uprise is now going to be pitting. He's going to probably be doing a 2-stop. What is he going to be finishing on?
Well, they started on the mediums. If they go to the hards, then they may be able to go to the end of the race.
I'll let you know.
They go to another set of mediums. Dancer Hatchak comes into the pits, and their teammate 420 Merc Music keeps on going. And they've done a very dodgy job of getting into the pit box here. They are nearly perpendicular with the pit lane itself as Kaikara comes in for new tyres as well.
Like it worked.
And there's a Pro Drive coming in at the back. That's Professor Bloxer.
Yeah, let's see what his tires are going to be. No, he's going hard. Whoa, hang on a second. What happened to Static? Static just crashed.
He's crashed in the pit lane.
In the pit. What happened?
What happened to Static? And as I say that, Dakar comes in.
He was on hards. What will he change to? He gives us an XD.
Got no indication.
Hards
it's
again.
Another set of hards.
Oh my goodness, McLaren, what in the world? Mr. Macho went in full speed. He's lost his front wing off the pits.
Fenenjastra has taken the fastest lap in their Lamborghini car as Critical Noob, your new race leader. 420 Make Music and Matt are still the only people yet to box.
I agreed to race with Espirit because I was driving for them in Season 3 as a reserve driver, and it was pretty much my first team, which I still had connections to. So I really wanted to race for them again and help them in the Constructors' Championship. Pretty confident that I'll be able to save Espirit because my last races have been really great, and I think I'm in a great form right now.
What is the Elimination Zone? As decided by the directors, the bottom 2 teams of the Constructors' Championship at the end of the season are losing their place in F1, making the stakes to stay swimming above the water so much higher. Uprise, Espirit and McLaren are the main 3 fighting for survival, and the team that makes the least mistakes, has the least crashes and scores the most points will be the one which slips through the grasp of the Elimination Zone.
Critical Noob's falling behind, that's not good.
Critical's run out of fuel! Critical Noob run out of fuel! That's why they're falling! Epic Brother is coming towards Critical Noob! Epic Brother overtakes Critical Noob. I think they may be able to get points on their F1 debut with KR Racing. And here's
going to be going side by side on the end of it.
Oh, Professor Bloxer waits. Professor Bloxer waits.
He's going to go backwards. He's going to go backwards across it.
And Dakar wins. I think Kaikara may, yes. Kaikara held off Mummy and gets P8. For only the second time this season, Epic Brother rounds the final corner. They've moved to F1 to replace Pachacuro this race. They just need to get to the line now. And this is double points for KR Racing.
First of all, it was quite a surprise to actually get points. Even though I said I could get points, I have what it takes. Qualifying was like, it made me question it a bit, but I still believed I could do it. I have to thank the engineers that day who did the strategy, because I think if it weren't for the strategy, I wouldn't get points.
It wasn't really sweetened. I was happy for him. The whole race was kind of miserable. I didn't even have Teboz, my engineer, with me, so it was a much sadder atmosphere. We did have support from other team members though. It was a different experience, and it was a lot to take from that.
I think this is the moment of the season.
Lance Troy will get third. That's a Brandstar P1, P3, and an Audi P2, P4.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god! I don't fucking get it!
Let's go, Lance. Great fucking job, man.
And at the end of the day, I could not have been more proud of Lance Troy getting his first podium. And I am glad the team could celebrate the victory together. It makes me hopeful that Lance will be able to have a successful final race and maybe even a chance at getting the championship next season if he keeps up this momentum. Well, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. I have to be honest, after a while I started realizing that I grew tired of managing the team around the last few moments of the season. Most of the real choices were really being made by Corpse Maker, and I was only just running the main parts of the teams. Even then, I was only doing light work. As I'm growing older, with more responsibilities involving work and family, I decided it was better to put my skills more in the use of helping the Ion game as a whole, and the media. That way, I let somebody else have a chance at running the team. So Matt will be returning for the final race of the season in Brandstar. So it means that the last race will be done by the drivers who will be racing for the team that continues Brandstar. I've made arrangements with the new owner to keep both Lanstroid and Matt on the team for next season. As for the rest of it, I have made some other arrangements.
I did not ask him to race for me. I didn't ask Takir to race for me. He asked me if he could race for me, because the Craig team means a lot to him. And Craig now actually has the original owner that it had in the Season 1 team. And it's a thing of nostalgia. It represents something that Takir's loyal and he respects his roots. And he won't forget them. And I might be a new face to Craig Racing, but we're good friends, and I don't think that changes because we keep the same spirit. The throwback livery is simple. It's what Craig ran in the first season of Ion. It's the first livery that Dakar ever raced with. And given the symbolism of why he's even in our team for this final race, it was a given. That's what it's all about. For him and for Ion and for Craig.
Funny enough, Dakar going to Craig for the final race was actually an agreement him and I made before he even started the French GP. I told him that if we had a good shot at getting the constructors without him, I would let Dakar do his final race with his first team so that he could finish his career on a high note, or at least the way it started.
If everything accords to plan and UAE doesn't screw me up with the bumps, I should normally, theoretically, become the champion. So I'm not really worried. All the pressure should be on Kaikara's shoulders right now.
I don't expect it to be a possibility to come back and win the championship anymore. Well, it was pretty much one mistake and it's all over, and here I've done 2 of them, so it's definitely too late now. And I don't expect Dakar to be crashing this race. So unless he does that, it's over.
And we are off and away in the United Arab Emirates.
I wanted to wait 20 seconds. It was a challenge that I set for myself. I even announced it before the race in the Discord server. Pretty cool challenge, knowing that I've done it last season as well. I've done the exact same challenge and I wanted to test myself.
That's Mummy the Uprise. They've gone into the wall. Something's happened on the curb. They've lost their front right wheel. That is an Uprise out of the race. No!
What? Obviously, we were very disappointed. It doesn't look like that Uprise will be back on the grid next season. It is what it is. Mom gave us a hell of a run. Almost got us to the point where we were able to compete. If it wasn't for him coming and joining us, we wouldn't even been in this position to be able to race forward in the final race. So we can only hope for good things to come from Mom. He's a great driver. He deserves everything coming to him. And obviously, very underprepared for this season. Had a very rough start. And we'll see where it goes.
Matt is crashed at the corner.
Wait, what? What happened? What happened to Matt?
Matt just crashed just after the chicane. That's Matt out.
That's Matt out, which means that Brandstar now has its own hopes on Lanstroid right now. If Lanstroid can stay in this race, they'll be good to go. Venom Jester doing a purple sector in 7. He might be able to set the fastest lap in the second. He's just got a green second sector. Is he going to be able to get the fastest lap off of Takare? Let's find out. And he will. 5th position, fastest lap with a purple, green, purple. Critical Noob's pitting. Takare is pitting. That is the top 2 pitting now. Fernand's gonna keep going though. He's gonna keep those tires. Love My Jordy's gonna be pitting. Danza Hajek's gonna be pitting. As they go across the line, Takare will keep it, but will he get the fastest lap? He will not get that fastest lap. Takare in second still. He's fighting it out with Critical right now. He's got the green sector, but he's still got a lot to catch up. Takere's in the lead, and he's got the fastest lap. That final purple sector was able to finish it for him.
As a slide from Critical Noob, 8 or lower, we'll see McLaren eliminated from the league. If both of these pro drives get past Love My Jordy, that will mean that Craig and Espirit can both continue to next season. If Love My Jordy can't re-overtake Professor Bloxer, that will see them gone.
What happened?
1 second. Jordy has crashed.
My Jordy's dead. He's out.
All Critical Noob has to do now is take this car home.
Finish.
Love My Jordy secured the front row by qualifying. Us at Espirit, we were shocked by that. We thought this wouldn't go our way. But as the race went on, Sever disconnected and we found hope in our championship fight. And what really made an ease off our chests was that Jordy crashed. And then that's when we really celebrated because we knew we just won. Because all this history behind Espirit, there was no way that we'll just go. And I'm very glad to have been a part of that history. And I really thank all the drivers we've ever had for all the memories we've made. We may have not been one of the greatest teams of all, but we are definitely a very decent team, and I'm glad for that.
Nothing's gonna keep Takare from getting this win now. This is it. The final corner. Here comes Takare going down the stretch as the fireworks are about to hit. And that is it. Takare has won the race. He is now your driver's champion for the 4th time.
Fuck's sake.
No! We didn't do it. We didn't do it. We didn't fucking do it.
We did it. We did it. Congrats, guys.
I had to do this. I wanted to do this for 4 seasons, so now I get to. It was nice having you as a teammate.
Same.
The only way this could have gone worse is if Brandstar didn't win the championship.
Brandstar won the championship. Yes. But you have to remember that it's only Roblox, so nothing really special unless you want to launch an any sport team in Roblox. You know, who knows?
My name is Dude Playing Trombone, and I was the team owner for BMW Sauber F1 in season 4 of Ion. So with the scandal, I think it's time that I finally take some responsibility over the topic. How the driver sharing would work is that one of the Audi drivers wouldn't show to a race weekend, and because Audi was trying so hard to get a championship title, British would ask me if he could borrow one of my drivers. So I thought, yeah, it'll be fine, just for once. And to be honest, I wasn't fully aware that it would be against the Ion rules. But that action would keep repeating and repeating throughout the season. And one of the questions that most of you have for me is, why did I let it happen? And that's where I take some responsibility over the topic. In simple terms, I just didn't want to say no, because British was the person to give me the team in the first place. I pretty much just felt an obligation to listen to him and, try and be nice to him.
Look, people will talk and people will make assumptions, but BMW throughout the season were their own team, with their own personnel and their own management. I did not have any influence over their decisions, nor did I dictate them as a team. I don't feel I need to say anything more on the subject, but I would just like to make clear that there is always 2 sides to the story in any circumstance.
I honestly
didn't know there was some sort of Audi BMW scandal. I didn't know how much of it was there. I didn't know that basically BMW was an entire academy team. I didn't want to become an academy team really. I just wanted to stay with BMW because I think they're a pretty good team and I wanted to do something with it.
Indom is a fantastic person. I have a lot of respect for them, and they really helped BMW out in getting the team some points after we lost both our main drivers, Sengstam and Fennin. I basically told myself that I'd retire from Ion about midway through Season 4, so I was on the look for a new team owner. And with my respect for Indom, I also knew he had some experience with owning teams, so I thought that he would be the best option for it.
I feel like Trombone could have controlled this team a little bit more, but it's kind of harsh on Indominus Rex's case because he really looked like a promising team owner.
When Season 4 ended, he already had a livery ready, a team logo, staff, all ready for Season 5. So when I saw that Fasta had announced that Emerald Overdrive would not partake in Season 5, I was pretty shocked. You can disagree with me for this, but I believe that the punishment received was pretty unfair. When the team slot was deleted, BMW didn't exist anymore. It had a brand new team owner and brand new staff who had no affiliation with the scandal at all. If BMW was still active and owned by me, I could see the punishment as completely fair. Because in the end, I did screw up, and Audi did benefit off the team. But that was not the case with Emerald Overdrive and Indom.
I wasn't the main prosecutor when it came to the BMW Audi stuff, but I did find and was given information from multiple sources that there was a collusion between BMW and Audi, in which I reported whatever I got to Fasta.
Yes, I was one of the people that looked into it because it was an injustice towards me and a few other team owners. All the way back in Season 3, we were asked to run only one Formula 1 team, and running two teams would be illegal. And here we had one person running two teams, and they used the argument that it happens in real life. And that's great that it happens in real life, but here we were asked not to. So it's unfair to me and infantry for being limited to one team while this person's running two, and then trying to hide it. And the only method of defense they ever used was offense.
I don't have a comment on the scandal. It is what it is, and people are going to have different perspectives, but at the end of the day, the most important thing is that your team performs, and it is what it is.
I don't have anything else to add on this matter.
The next step, I'm actually planning to do sim racing. Well, I'm actually doing sim racing. GPVWC for those interested, and most recently GPU, Grand Prix United, F3 Cars Championship, really good, check it out. Well, One Wheel Season 1 was really great, and I congratulate you for that. Totally didn't pay me to say that.